Scientists at CERN have found something really insane that could possibly change our reality, but what exactly is it? And why is this so important to understand? If you guys love to watch sci-fi stuff like insane space discoveries or mind-blowing scientific inventions, then the future space is the only destination. So stay tuned, because today we are going to reveal some impossible invention that will revert every single law of physics. So let's begin. It is not every day that a new particle is found, so you can imagine the excitement in the scientific community when it was announced that there had been the appearance of a new particle. The new exotic particle that was discovered by physicists from the LHCb collaboration at CERN's Large Hadron Collider contains two quarks and two antiquarks labeled TCC. In addition, it is the longest-lived exotic particle that has ever been discovered, as well as the first exotic particle to have two heavy quarks and two light antiquarks. It is understandable if you have never heard of quarks as particles. However, quarks are the fundamental building blocks from which matter is constructed, so it is important to become familiar with them. Hadrons are formed when these particles combine to form baryons like the proton and the neutron, which are composed of three quarks, and mesons, which are formed when quark-antiquark pairs combine. In recent years, a number of tetraquark particles have been discovered, but the TCC+ is the first one of these to contain two charm quarks, also without containing charm antiquarks to balance them out. In this instance, hidden charm is present in double open charm particles, which are those that contain both a charm quark and a charm antiquark. That is, the charm quantum number for the entire particle adds up to 0, just like a positive and negative electrical charge do. But in this case, the charm quantum number adds up to 2, which has twice the charm of a particle with a charm quantum number of 0. The mass of this particular variety of tetraquarks should, according to some theoretical predictions, be very close to the sum of the masses of the two mesons. This should make decay difficult to achieve, which would result in a longer lifetime for the particle. In point of fact, TCC+ is the exotic hadron with the longest known life to this point. The discovery will assist physicists in gaining a deeper comprehension of the intricate processes by which quarks combine to form composite particles, such as the ubiquitous protons and neutrons that are located within atomic nuclei. The following revelation is one that is more accurately described as tragic. It's true that it took place on another planet millions of miles away, but when you send a rover to a planet as expansive as Mars and spend billions of dollars doing so, you have a tendency to try to get as much bang for your buck as you possibly can. Even though NASA has racked up a number of high-profile victories on Mars, the unforgiving terrain of the planet still manages to throw scientists for a loop from time to time. During the first time that the Perseverance rover attempted to collect a sample of Martian rock, it was unsuccessful. The multi-step sampling process gave the appearance of going smoothly at first, with the rover boarding into the red planet, closing the sample tube with an airtight seal, and safely depositing the tube into a module in the belly of the rover. Jennifer Trosper, the project manager for the Perseverance mission, acknowledged that the system performed flawlessly. However, when the time came for the team to go through the datum, they were unable to do so. The researchers are still trying to figure out why the material was stickier than they had anticipated and why the rocks did not easily fall out of the scoop. The team gave commands for the automated process to begin running on the evening of August 5th, which was the beginning of the final stage of the first sample attempt for Perseverance. When they got up the following morning at 2 a.m. to check on Perseverance's progress, they saw that it had successfully drilled into the surface by that point. The picture was a dead ringer for what they had anticipated. Around 8:30 in the morning, the team was sent photographs of a tube that had been successfully sealed inside the rover. However, they first examined the remaining data. An arm inside the rover pushed the tube upward into a sensor to measure the volume of material before the tube was sealed, and the sensor revealed that there was nothing inside the tube. The team proceeded to download images looking down into the tube over the course of the subsequent 2 days in order to verify that it was vacant. The group immediately got to work trying to figure out what had gone wrong. During the months of preparation before Perseverance was launched, the snapshots revealed a suspicious pile of dust at the bottom. Measurements of the hull's depth and images of the surrounding area all suggested that the rover had ground the unexpectedly crumbly rock to bits using the grinding mechanism. This discovery, according to the opinions of various experts, may help shed light on the spread of our species outside of Africa. The journey that Homo sapiens took to populate the entire planet was riddled with detours and dead ends. On the other hand, it has been hypothesized that a fragment of a human skull that was found in Greece over 200,000 years ago belonged to our species, and a jawbone that belonged to a Homo sapiens that was discovered in Israel over 180,000 years ago. In the meantime, researchers had previously found a finger bone in Arabia that was 88,000 years old. This discovery suggested that there were multiple early waves of migration out of Africa. The discovery of these footprints led experts to believe that Homo sapiens ventured east beyond Israel much earlier than was previously thought. Furthermore, the discovery of 7 footprints in the northern part of the Arabian Peninsula in modern Saudi Arabia pushes this exploration even further east. Professor Michael Petralia of the Max Planck Institute for the Science of Human History stated that the discovery was a story about the expansion of Homo sapiens into the heart of Arabia at an early date, and not a story of coastal migrations, explaining the conditions when the footprints were left. Professor Petralia was speaking on behalf of the Max Planck Institute for the Science of Human History. A researcher from the Royal Holloway University of London named Richard Clark Wilson stated that the region would not have been extremely arid. Rather, it would have been a grassy savanna with bodies of water offering opportunities for human migration. This is due to the fact that human and animal migrations are typically linked to the availability of fresh water. A closer inspection revealed the elongated prongs of camels, as well as possibly faint traces of giant buffalo and ancient horse relatives. The largest of the footprints appear to be from an elephant, which is larger than any that dominates the landscape today. The tracks were found during a survey of the ancient lake Halathar, and after that, scientists put the system through a battery of tests to determine how it worked. A study of ancient algae suggested that it was once filled with fresh water, but the waters were likely in the process of drying up, suggesting that the track makers visited when the season was hot, perhaps chasing the dwindling resources around the region. According to recent research, 4 of the 7 homonym tracks cluster in a southerly route near the lake's edge, suggesting that these tracks were likely left by 2 or 3 different individuals. It appears that both animals and humans are moving aimlessly in the general direction of the lake shores, which they are congregating around. According to Matthew Stewart of the Max Planck Institute for Chemical Ecology, the fate of the individuals who walked by the lake has been lost to history, despite the fact that all of the footprints were most likely made within a matter of hours or days, and that those individuals have left their mark on history. According to another member of the research team, it would appear that people repeatedly spread into Arabia during times of higher humidity, when the region was characterized by expansive grasslands, lakes, and rivers. During those interim periods when the deserts reappeared, the population either vanished altogether or relocated to more favorable locations. So what do you think about these discoveries? Do tell your thoughts in the comment below. Share this video with your sci-fi friends and do subscribe for more amazing content.